my website right now and download my free course on alternate picking mastery. It contains 5 essential exercises that will take you to alternate picking mastery faster than you can imagine. And then I've included my method of how to lay out a practice plan in just 1 to 2 minutes that will absolutely boost your results like nothing you ever tried before. So go download it right now. It's free. There's 2 basic mistakes that people make when they embark on their guitar journey, or even, at whatever stage they're at. And the first one is biting off more than you can chew. Right? That's an old, don't bite off more than you can chew. And I always hated that because I want to bite off the whole thing. Why don't I want to chew it? Because I want the whole thing. But the caveman strategy, whenever faced with something enormous to learn, is to just practice a little of each. Go for a little bit of chords, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, and then loop it in a circle. And that's absolutely the most ineffective way to go about, mastering this instrument. It's a good idea in the beginning to learn a little chords, a little strumming, a little rhythm, so you can actually play something that sounds like music, right? But from then on, you want to focus on individual skills, individual little things that you can learn to master, and then you want to piece together those skills. That's absolutely the only way to get beyond that level of the intermediate. So we bite off more than we can chew, but we also do the opposite. Depending on what kind of character traits we have, we do the opposite as well. We have this totally uninspiring goal of I just want to play some guitar, I just want to have a good time, and that's okay to have a good time. But most people who do that, they really want the cool skills, they really want to get to that highest level, but they don't think they can, and they don't think, that there's room for it in their lives, or that they have the talent, the skill, the whatever. So they basically just ooze along, take some guitar classes, and they don't practice enough when they get to, so they have a little bit of a bad conscience when they meet with the guitar teacher because they can't really play what they're supposed to. That whole mill of doing that loop of not going for it. And it's the same problem, basically. It's because we don't know how to work ourselves, how to really have the most amount of fun. Because guitar practicing is a game. And if you want to have the most fun and the most results when you do it, you have to take huge goals. And then you have to take individual parts of that goal and then focus on it intensely, right? You don't want to lower your expectations, and you don't want to raise them to the point and then take on everything at once, or lower it, because that just hurts, man. It's too much. I can never get there. It's too much to learn. What you want to do is preserve that, be very ambitious, and then you want to go straight to the top by instead of taking a lot, you take a little. You take like a corner of it, and then you move as fast as you can. So, for instance, how that looks in a practical fashion is like, you cannot learn to play every single chord structure in the world, but you can take 2 or 3 or 4 chord structures, and you can obsess about them until you can play them at a top level. That takes weeks or maybe months. It does not take years. So you can move to the level of a professional in months. Right? Most people never do that. They just stay at intermediate because they never move anything to that level. They go for good, not for professional, not for the top advanced level. So you take that huge, you preserve your ambitions, you preserve that cool image of you actually being able to do that, and then you carve out a small path for yourself. If it's soloing, for instance, you focus on your first position blues scale shape, and you get very good at staying in that shape and developing your skills there, as we talked about in some of the other free videos, and you get very good at something small. And I mean so good that when people hear you play, they go, wow, that's amazing, right? Don't go for, hey, you're really good, right? Go for, wow, that's amazing. How did you learn to do that, right? That's what you want. Not because you want, have other people's acceptance, but because you want to get to that place of magic, right? So you stay in one place, you focus intensely on it, and then you develop your skills around that. You focus 75, 80% on that one thing, or at least 50% of your practice time on that one thing, right? 50% on a little thing. That's it. That's what you focus 50% of your practice time on, and you keep going and keep staying there until you are at the top level. And I mean top. Can't go any higher top, right? And then for the other 50% or the 25%, depending on how much focus you put into it, how ambitious you are, you do all the other things. You can do all of that. You know, go from east to west and south and do, you know, a little chords, a little rhythm, a little of that. Look into that course, look into this, but you keep your focus on that one thing. And that one thing is absolutely like an icebreaker, going to break the ice at one point for you, which is going to make the whole ice crack, like around it, right? And you're going to put so much distance between you and, you know, just normal people practicing in a normal way. You're going to achieve 10, 20, 30 times the results they are over time. It's just amazing. So that's the way to deal with it. With overwhelm also, you know, you keep focusing on that one thing. So that's the way to deal with not going into that, oh, I need to learn all of these things, so let me practice all of them in a loop each day, which will bring you nowhere. Oh, small steps, right? You'll never get there. And not lowering your expectations, because that's what you can do when you get frustrated with the other part. I'll never learn it. It's hopeless. I can't, right? Don't lower your expectations. Don't ever do that. You're just diminishing your life. You're diminishing the magic you can really feel and be in. This is just the freaking coolest instrument in the world. I'm sorry. It just is. It can do so many things, all right? But, so don't lower it. Go for the full tilt. And then, you know, instead, carve out a little path for yourself. Break the ice, and then see your whole skill level change on all the different areas. 50% at least of your time goes into something very simple, and then you keep hammering away at it. Don't stop when you're good at it. Don't stop when you master it. Once you master it, keep practicing it even, so it becomes totally unconscious. So when you pick up the guitar, right? Play something like that, and people go, what the? I knew you could play guitar, but that's just mind-blowing, right? You can get there in months. You can, by focusing, right?
Subscribe for more free videos. Do it. Do it now. Do it.